Welcome to Fantasia, home of the melodious. My name is Azallea, and today, gonna be bringing you guys the long-awaited Lunalight tutorials. I'll be breaking down one tutorial per video in order to keep things more organized and easier for you to reference in the future, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that format. I will also be creating a playlist with all of my tutorials, so be sure to check that out as well. In this video, we will cover the most basic combo for the deck, which requires 3 cards. You need an Armageddon Knight or reinforcements of the army to search your Armageddon Knight. You will need a Lunalight Black Sheep, a Lunalight Wolf, or a Polymerization or Fusion Substitute, which you can also search out some pieces with Tenki, so there's many cards that you can open with in order to do this combo. And the last card that we need is a Lunalight Tiger, which you could also search out with a Fire Formation Tenki if you manage to open up with one of those. So to start with this combo, the first thing that you need to do is actually normal summon your Armageddon Knight. And then you activate your Armageddon Knight's effect to send a Lunalight Blue Cat from your deck to the graveyard. A lot of people make the mistake of sending a Zephyros. Just because you play a Zephyros doesn't mean you always have to send a Zephyros. So next, what we have to do is activate our Lunalight Tiger in the Pendulum Scale and use her effect to bring back the Lunalight Blue Cat from the graveyard. This puts 2 level 4 bodies on the field, which we can use to overlay into a Zodiac Brawl Bull. So now Brawl Bull, what you can do is use its effect, detach the Lunalight Blue Cat. This is very important because you can keep the Armageddon Knight as one of the materials under it because you'll never really use it again, at least not for now. Now what you want to search with the first Brawl Bull is you want to search a Lunalight Wolf. It's just good to have a Lunalight Wolf because you already have a Lunalight Black Sheep in your hand, and we're gonna get a second search anyway, so it doesn't really matter the order. I just prefer getting the Wolf because Wolf is a nice backup play in case this combo gets stopped. So you overlay into your Zodiac Tiger Mortar just so you can climb into your second Zodiac Brawl Bull. Now with the second Zodiac Brawl Bull, you use its effect. Make sure you detach the first Brawl Bull, so if you make a Daigusto Emerald, you can always put back the Brawl Bull into your extra deck. The Armageddon Knight under as material really doesn't matter at this point. So what you want to do is you want to search for a second copy of Lunalight Black Sheep, and depending on what you open up with, you just want to search accordingly. What you want in your hand at this point is 2 copies of Lunalight Black Sheep and 1 copy of Lunalight Wolf. Now what you want to do here is overlay your Zodiac Trident on top of the Brawl Bull just to complete your Zodiac combo here. Now what we're going to do is use Lunalight Black Sheep, and we're going to add a Polymerization from our deck to our hand. And here we'll just add a normal Polymerization. But here's the crucial part. With the second Lunalight Black Sheep, make sure you add a Fusion Substitute. Fusion Substitute is a very good card and very integral to the combo, especially for next turn plays. You don't use it immediately, but it's really nice to have it in the graveyard just in case something goes wrong and your opponent manages to break your field. So at this point, you use your Lunalight Tiger's effect, and you can't really go for a fusion play. So at this point, you have to use your Zodiac Trident's effect, detaching the Zodiac Tiger Mortar, just so we have multiple names in the graveyard, and destroy the Lunalight Tiger in your Pendulum Scale. Make sure you activate the Lunalight Tiger to bring back the Lunalight Black Sheep from your graveyard. Now at this point, you can activate a Polymerization from your hand to fuse for a Lunalight Cat Dancer using the Lunalight Black Sheep and the Lunalight Wolf in your hand. This way, the Lunalight Black Sheep will proc in the graveyard again, allowing you to add back the Lunalight Tiger that's in your extra deck. Now you have access to another monster reborn in the form of Lunalight Tiger, which we'll use right now. Use Lunalight Tiger in the Pendulum Scale to bring back your second copy of Lunalight Black Sheep, so that you can go for another fusion play with your Fusion Substitute. This is why I recommend it, because this is one of those safe times to use the Fusion Substitute when you have 2 monsters on the field and your opponent has no disruption. This combo is of course best performed going first. Now at this point, you can use the Lunalight Black Sheep in the graveyard yet again because it's not once per turn, and you can add the Lunalight Wolf from your graveyard back to your hand. Now at this point, You could use the fusion substitute in your graveyard to put back the Cat Dancer for a draw, but that is not optimal. What you want to do is activate the Lunalight Wolf in your other scale, use her effect to summon a second copy of Lunalight Panther Dancer by banishing the first Cat Dancer that you used earlier, and then you banish one of the Lunalight Black Sheeps in your graveyard. This puts 2 bodies on the field. If you're going second, this is a massive amount of damage to your opponent, with disruption in the form of Trident. But what you want to do going first is actually overlay both of these monsters for a number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. And at this point, you have completed the combo, and you have 1 spell negation, 1 destruction on the field. You have both pendulum scales filled so that you can go for plays next turn. The important thing is that you have 2 copies of Panther Dancer as material under this Hope Harbinger. And what happens is, if your opponent gets rid of Hope Harbinger, the Panther Dancers will hit the graveyard. So when you have 2 Panther Dancers in the graveyard, notice that we have 2 Lunalights in the graveyard. We have 1 Black Sheep and 1 Blue Cat. So what you can do is actually use this Lunalight Wolf in your pendulum scale. You could banish the Lunalight Black Sheep and Lunalight Blue Cat, along with one of your Panther Dancers, to go for a Lunalight Leo Dancer, which is great for breaking your opponent's board after they've broken yours. The second Panther Dancer that's in the graveyard, you can return to the extra deck with your fusion substitute, and then you can get an extra draw. So you can get 2 draws during your next draw phase, as well as getting a guaranteed Leo Dancer onto the field. And then in conjunction with that, you also have a Lunalight Tiger that's in your pendulum scale that can bring back more monsters, and you have a Zodiac Trident as well. The cool thing about Zodiac Trident is that you can still pop your Lunalight Tiger, and instead of returning your Panther Dancer back to the graveyard with your fusion substitute, you can always bring the Panther Dancer back alongside the Leo Dancer if you destroy your Lunalight Tiger in your scale. So yeah, that does it for this combo tutorial video. I know there's a lot of intricate things that I went to at the end there, but those are just follow-up options that you could do on your second turn. Remember that this only required 3 cards, so if you have 2 other cards in hand, you know, if there were trap cards, twin twisters, things like that, you could always set those cards as additional disruption to your opponent as well. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please leave a like, subscribe for more Lunalight content, and leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, take care.